Pre, anong unit gamit mo? Ito? Poco X7 Pro 5G. Yan sa'yo, anong gamit mo? Infinix GT30 Pro tong akin. At meron pa siyang kasamang gaming kit. Yan, kita mo dito sa likod, oh. Kasama yan, free. Talaga? Ano ba specs yan sa'yo? Kaya ba ng tapatan tong akin? Naka-Dimensity 8400 Ultra itong akin with 120 Hz of screen refresh rate. Plus, meron pa siyang 90 watts na fast charging support. Ito, naka-Dimensity 8350 Ultimate ito. Kunti lang naman diferensya na sa 8400 Ultra mo. Pero, ang ganda naman nito, meron siyang 144 Hz screen refresh rate na wala mo. Then, ang kanang fast charging, 45 watts. And meron siyang 30 watts na wireless charging. Take note. Meron pa akong bypass charging na wala mo rin. And, may GT triggers ako dito. Shoulder triggers ito sa ibabaw. O, tinan mo. Guys, ganda oh. Aba, mukhang okay yan ah. Baka naman sobrang mahal yan. Presyo nitong GT30 Pro, 8256, 13999. Naka-promo pa siya right now, less 2,000 pesos. Yung ganang higher variant na 12512, ang presyo ng 15,999, naka-less 2,000 pesos pa. Tapos may free gaming kit pa. Sobrang sulit. Sa'yo, magkano? Itong Poco X7 Pro na 8256, presyo nito 16,999. Yung higher variant niya na 12512, presyo na 19,999. Pero I'm pretty sure na ang performance nito mas superior kaysa dyan sa'yo. Malalaman natin in this video kay Gadget Sidekick. Kaya tapusin mo tong video na ito. Guys, bago tayo magsimula dito sa video nito, meron akong announcement. Mamimigay ako ng isang gamepad from GameSir and isang gaming na TWS from Langsdom, care of Gadget Z. Stay tuned through this video para sa full mechanics. Salamat sa ating dalawang kaibigan from Team Poco and from Team Infinix. So in this video, i-compare natin two devices na halos neck to neck ang labanan. Infinix GT30 Pro and si Poco X7 Pro. Now, right now, pag-usapan na natin quickly ang kanilang design. So, makita natin, both are uniquely designed. Si Infinix GT30 Pro, meron siyang plastic back, plastic frames, and Corning Gorilla Glass 7i protected. And by the way, this is a IP64 dust and water resistant rated. Samantalang si Poco X7 Pro, plastic back, plastic frames, and of course, Corning Gorilla Glass 7i din ang protection nito. Pero lamang siya sa IP rating, this is IP69 dust and water resistant. Napag-uusapan naman natin kanya display si Infinix GT30 Pro, meron siyang AMOLED display. 6.78-inch na may 144Hz screen refresh rate, 4,500 nits ang kanyang maximum brightness, meron siyang 2,300Hz sa PWM dimming, and it's being protected by the Corning Gorilla Glass 7i. Samantalang to kay Poco, mas maliit siya ng bahagya at 6.67-inch na AMOLED display with 120Hz screen refresh rate, maximum brightness niya 3,200 nits, and meron din siya 1,920Hz na PWM dimming. It's also being protected by the Corning Gorilla Glass 7i. Pagdating naman sa display, wala ka naman magiging problema on both. Pareho naman silang okay. Pag nagbabrowse ka naman sa inyong social media, halos same lang naman kanyang performance. And kung nanood ka naman ng video dito on both device, hindi naman sila nagkakalayo talaga. Halos hindi mo naman mararamdaman kanyang difference pagdating sa video watching. Now, alam naman natin ang processor nitong dalawa. Infinix GT30 Pro, meron siyang Dimensity 8350 Ultimate. Itong si Poco X7 Pro, meron siyang Dimensity 8400 Ultra. Hindi naman masyado nagkakalayo in terms of performance. Pakita ko muna score sa inyo. 1.54 million sa Infinix GT30 Pro and 1.71 million naman dito sa Poco X7 Pro. Now, medyo himayin muna natin kunti kanilang chipset. Both of these chips are 4 nanometer. So, pareho sila architecture. Ayon kay MediaTek, itong si 8350 Ultimate, meron siyang feature like the Hyper Engine ni MediaTek and meron siyang stable FPS for better gaming experience. Samantalang to si 8400 Ultra, namin ang technology is the MediaTek frame rate converter to give you a better game experience. Now, pagdating sa GPU clock speed, mas mataas ng konti si 8350 Ultimate dahil this one has a 1400 MHz na clock speed. Samantalang tong si 8400 Ultimate is 1300 MHz ang kanyang clock speed. Slightly better. Pagdating sa RAM speed, significantly faster si 8350 Ultimate dahil meron siyang 8500 na MHz na RAM speed. Samantala dito is slightly slower at 4,300 MHz. Now, one thing na siguro hindi nyo alam, akala nyo pareho silang 5G. This one has the better na 5G dahil this one has a 5.5G na integrated dito sa 8350 Ultimate, which is yung ng kanyang one of the key selling point. Pero it would be network dependent, depende kay Globe, kay Smart, at kay dito. Once na masupport nila, makakasagap ka ng 5.5G na speed. So medyo mas future-proof ang 5G technology ni Infinix GT30 Pro. Now, normally, ang gamers wala namang paki sa mga cameras ng kanilang smartphone. Pero talakayin na rin natin kahit papano. Ito kay Poco X7 Pro, meron siya 50MP na main camera sensor with a 8MP na ultra-wide lens. And ang kanyang harap is a 20MP na shooter. Samantala kay Infinix GT30 Pro, meron siyang 108MP na main camera sensor with a 8MP na ultra-wide lens. And ang kanyang harap is a 13MP na shooter. One thing na lamang ni Infinix is yung kanyang front-facing camera can shoot up to 4K and 30. Samantala dito, kay Poco can only shoot you up to 1080p and 30fps. And here's a quick sample. Right now guys, we're recording using the Infinix GT30 Pro and the Poco X7 Pro. Ano masasabi niyo sa video quality on both of this phone? One is recording at 4K and 30 and the other one is recording at 1080p and 30. Let me know in the comments. Pagdating sa picture quality on both of this photo, makita natin pag once zoom in mo sa box ng Infinix GT30 Pro on both of this phone, mas detailed ang makikita mo dito kay Infinix GT30 Pro compared dito kay Poco X7 Pro. And pag tiningnan mo naman ang print dito sa box ng Poco X7 Pro, di hamak na mas maganda ang output from the Infinix GT30 Pro. Na pag tiningnan mo on both of these figurines, masasabi mo na parang mas maganda, mas matingkad kunti kay Poco X7 Pro. Pero pag tiningnan mo mabuti, though na medyo mas dimmer kunti ang capture ni GT30 Pro, pag tiningnan mo sa mukha, mukhang halos pareho naman ganyan details. Pag once na tiningnan mo sa kanyang bowtie, sa kanyang ribbon, mas maraming details ang na-captured si Infinix GT30 Pro. Pagdating naman dito sa figurine, pansin ko medyo mas pale konti ang kuha ni Infinix GT30 Pro compared kay Poco X7 Pro. Medyo mas maganda lang output this time from the Poco X7 Pro. Pero pagdating naman sa front-facing camera, halos hindi naman nagkakalayo ang kanilang performance except that si Poco medyo mas beautified ng konti, si Infinix preserve ang yung natural look. Pero pagdating naman dito sa dalawang shot na ito, mas maputi ako dito and ito mas natural ang color ko sa Infinix GT30 Pro. Kaya guys, ano mas natirpan ninyo? Na syempre right now gusto nilang pag-usapan na natin ang gaming performance on both of this phone. Naglaro naman ako ng tatlong titles. I played Call of Duty Mobile, Mobile Legends, and si Honor of Kings. Lahat nilagay ko sa 120fps. And honestly, pag medyo matagalan na gaming, halos hindi masyado nagkakalayo ang kanilang performance. Except syempre may edge si Infinix GT30 Pro dahil meron siyang kasamang gaming kit. This would significantly lower down yung temperature ng iyong smartphone while gaming, and it also gives you a wireless charging support. So nagcha-charge siya habang pinapalamig niya ang phone mo, which is definitely a good feature na wala ni X7 Pro. And the best thing is libre siya kasama ng package with no extra cost. Now, one of the main edge talaga ni Infinix GT30 Pro is yung kanang 144Hz na support. Ito hanggang 120Hz ang support niya. And this one can reach up to 144fps sa standoff 2. Now, habang naglalaro naman ng games on both of this phone, simulan muna natin kay X7 Pro. Sa Call of Duty Mobile, okay ang experience ko. Wala namang naging problema dito. Except that pag medyo tumatagal, pansin ko pag umiinit na yung phone, with a room temperature of around mga nasa 30 degrees Celsius, one of the things na napansin ko sa kanya is may slight frame drops kanya. Siguro dahil sa init ng phone, kasi one of the sacrifices ng init ng phone is nagda-drop ang FPS. It's a given for any gamers. Wala naman siyang kasamang gaming cooler, so talagang kailangan mo pagtiyaga na itapat sa aircon or itapat sa electric fan to keep it cool. So expect mo you'll feel some frame drops along the way kung lalo na matagal ka naglalaro. Plus wala siyang bypass charging, so definitely may limit ang iyong gaming. So pag naubos ang iyong battery, so you have to charge. Pero pwede ka naman charge habang naglalaro, pero mas mainit ang phone mo. Isipin mo, umiinit na sa processor, sa GPU, plus umiinit pa sa kanyang battery, talagang medyo mainit-init nga talaga ang device mo. Sa Mobile Legends, okay rin ang gameplay ko, wala akong naging problema. Halos smooth naman ang experience ko dito and I was able to achieve 120fps naman. Almost, naglalaro naman siya sa 115 to 120 and yun ang napapansin ko naman, the gameplay is quite smooth naman along the way. And si Honor of Kings, almost same din experience ko, nakaabot din ng 120fps and the game experience was really great. Halos wala naman masyado na feel na frame drops din along the way. Though the downside is that medyo mainit-init siya. Pagdating naman sa Infinix GT30 Pro, medyo marami-rami ang edge ang napansin ko dito sa kanya. One of the first edge is meron siyang GT triggers dito, which is also called as the shoulder triggers. Parang gumagamit ng mga controller ng mga console like the PS. Meron siyang L1R1, which is going to give you an extra edge. No? Ako, nilalaro ko ang mga shooting games ko like si Call of Duty Mobile. I love to use shoulder triggers. Yung left ko always reload, ang right ko is always shoot. And the experience is different compared sa nagtatouch ka ng screen. Now, one of the good things naman dito sa Infinix GT30 Pro is that sobrang yung edge is meron siyang eto. Pag nagigaming ka, gamit mo itong game kit niya, significantly lower ang iyong temperature, which gives you 120 FPS all day long. Wala kang maging problema doon. As long as nakakabit ang iyong cooler, expect mo smooth ang iyong gaming, zero lags, zero frame drops, and all-day gaming with 120 FPS. Call of Duty Mobile, na-try ko, tested ko, 120 FPS, smooth na smooth. Halos hindi naman siya umaalis ng 120, siguro the most 119. Doon sa kanang X-Boost was sinaslide out ko from the gameplay. And playing together with the shoulder triggers, talagang mas tatagal ka ng 1-2 oras dito on the Call of Duty Mobile. Pagdating naman sa Mobile Legends, equally said, smooth ng gameplay. I was able to achieve 120, walang problema, no sweat. Together with tong gaming kit, it was really a fun experience. One of the good things naman dito sa kanya is that you'll always keep the win streak on as long as maganda ang iyong frame rates. Talagang you'll feel really engaged during the game. And pagdating naman sa Honor Kings, equally said, masasabi ko sa inyo na smooth din ang gameplay ko, basta nakakabit yung gaming cooler. And naka-wireless charging din ako together, so hindi naubusan na aking battery. It was also really smooth yung kanyang gameplay, wala ka mafe-feel na frame drops. And certified kaya-kaya na 120 FPS as long as may game cooler ka dito sa Infinix GT30 Pro. Now guys, bago tayo mag-conclude on this video, i-share ko lang yung mechanics ng ating giveaway. I'll be giving away isang GameShare na X4 Aileron na gamepad para sa mga gamers out there like you, and a Theta Pro na gaming TWS na nakuha ko kay Gadget Z na Langsdom brand. All you need to do is just comment ko anong phone ang natipuhan mo dito sa dalawang phone na pinag-uusapan natin. Would it be the Infinix GT30 Pro or the Poco X7 Pro? And let me know anong features ang nagustuhan ninyo together with the hashtag Gadget Sidekick. And we'll be drawing 2 winners, isang winner ng gamepad and isang winner ng TWS after a week ng publishing nitong video na ito. So kailangan mo rin mag-subscribe, like, and share this video as well. Good luck sa winner! So guys, ang pag-usapan na natin both of this phone. Both are really great phones. I would definitely agree. Pero syempre sa isang laban, there would definitely be a winner. And para sa akin naman, I would pick the Infinix GT30 Pro as my choice. Teka mga Poco fans, bago kayo mag-react, hear me out. One of the edge nito is that medyo mas bago ang chip niya. 8350 Ultimate is newer chip compared sa 8400 Ultra ni Poco X7 Pro. Nakita naman natin, it has a better GPU clock speed, better RAM speed, and meron siyang 5.5G support. Now, pagdating naman sa kanyang camera, halos equally at par pero lamang lang talaga siya dito with a 4K 30fps sa kanyang selfie camera na video shooting capability. Another edge is meron siyang bypass charging, meron siyang GT triggers, and meron din siyang wireless charging support. I mean, most of those things halos wala dito sa phone na ito. Plus, meron pa siyang free na gaming kit na hindi mo makukuha on a Poco X7 Pro. And the best part is yung presyo niya medyo malayo din. Ang kanya 8256, 13999, magiging 11999 if nag-promo siya, and ito 16999. You'll get a 5,000 pesos off sa kanyang price difference. Pagdating naman sa kanyang 512, halos ganun din. 15,999 versus 19,999. Magiging 13,999 to pag once na nag-promo. Pero for me, talagang pinaka-kicker talaga dito sa kanya is yung kanyang game kit. All day, 120 FPS, thanks sa kanyang mag-charge cooler na nakakabit dito sa kanya na libre. Poco X7 Pro is definitely an excellent device, pero this one is just simply a bit better compared dito. Lalo sa kanyang mga features na wala niya. Kaya guys, ano napili nyo dito sa dalawa? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this video, kung gusto nyo malaman kung saan pwede mabili itong mga devices na ito, I'll be posting the link on the description box below, or just simply click yung product link. And if you like this video, don't forget to share it to your friends, and a quick sub sa aking channel is definitely awesome. I'll see you on my next video. And so, ako para si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. What's up? Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.